a few things to say. And also his family and Lucy are running full-page advertisements, a letter from Katelyn in the newspapers the next couple of weeks, and was on the ABC News this morning. A whole new medical cannabis campaign is being stirred up, and there's a website, he'll tell you about it, but a website where people can send in a photo of themselves and what the reason they're using medical cannabis is for, and we're trying to build up a number of these photos. Anyway, he's been an exceptional, fearless father on this whole issue. And interestingly, right at the last minute, the Murdoch papers put the price way up, so we couldn't do the ad in their papers, right like yesterday for the Sunday telly this Sunday, so they've moved them across to the Fairfax papers. So I think it's in Melbourne this weekend and maybe the Sun Herald the following weekend. Watch out for them. But it's a total pleasure for me to welcome Michael, who's driven up to be here today.
Thank you everyone for coming. Before I start talking about my little Katelyn, I just noticed that Michael's looking illegally healthy. Michael, if there's any police here, arrest this fellow, he's way too healthy. Look at this fella. He looks illegally healthy. Where are the police when we need them? You should be suffering a little bit more, mate. Anyone else looking illegally healthy? Yep, there you go, I thought so. Look at you. Yep, arrest that man. It's a crime to be well in New South Wales. Have you seen the new police ads for getting new recruits? Join the New South Wales Police Force and kill an epileptic. Yep, that's what they're trying to do to my daughter, but look, a lot of people are going to want to join. And you know the army, the new army ad, join the army, fight for other people's freedom. And when you come home with post-traumatic stress disorder, we won't even let you have a garden. Okay, so there's some ads you'll see. But anyway, my Katelyn, she's 5 years old, she's got Dravet Syndrome. The first time it happened, the seizure, we didn't know it was a seizure, but the second time it happened, we were getting dressed, ready to go out, and she started jerking. And well, that's funny, it's hiccups. That's got to be hiccups. This is 7 weeks after the first hospital visit. These are big hiccups. So I got her dressed, I got her into the car. I said to my wife, quick, let's get in the car because something's happening. And she started having a tonic-clonic seizure. And, well, we drove down to the hospital as fast as we could, and we ran in there. And I couldn't even speak when I got to the door. She just looked at me, and no words could come out. It was like a movie. And in we went. I said to the doctor this time, last time she just had a heart problem, this time she's having a seizure as well. And oh, by the way, the doctors wanted to take Sotalol. So they were faced with a girl, a 7-month-old girl, who was getting electrocuted by her own brain, plus her heart was going at 233 beats per minute. So they were shooting themselves. And they started putting ice around her neck, trying to get an IV into her arm, and they couldn't get one in, so they pulled out the drill. And they started drilling into her leg. And just before they did that, they shot a load of midazolam, a benzodiazepine, up her nose. That seemed to kick the seizure off even harder. And then they started drilling the leg, and they missed the first time. They drilled it again, and then they drilled the other leg, and then they could get a line in, and then they could give us some more midazolam and a barbiturate called phenobarbital. Anyway, the seizure stopped and all that. So just to give you an idea of what it was like, us poor parents, we had a perfectly beautiful daughter, and then at 7 months old we had this very sick girl. And I didn't use medical cannabis straight away. I'm a bad parent. I waited 1.5 years, and but we're good parents because we give our kids benzodiazepines, so you know, good and bad. But look, after we started taking medical cannabis, I just started importing some hemp extract from overseas. Hospital admissions went down 83%. So she's been on medical cannabis now for 2.5 years, essentially 2.5 years without medical cannabis, 2.5 years with medical cannabis. Seizures, hospital admissions has gone down 83%, so I think we're doing a pretty good job. Now, the other medicine that I've added to her hemp extract, which I import from overseas, is homegrown hash. I can grow cannabis, very easy, and then what I do, I make hash, raw medicine. So I'm just going to show you how I do that. I get some cannabis, dried buds, I put it in a bag with a micron screen, I put in some dry ice, and I shake it over a baby bath. Now, I'm sorry, there's no chemicals for the health minister, there's no dangerous chemicals. I just shake it over the baby bath, and the dust, the trichomes, falls off the medicine. I scoop it up, and actually just use a jack to press it into blocks of hash. You dry those blocks of hash and then you put them in the freezer. You've got raw cannabis medicine made without any chemicals, and any person in Australia can make it. Now, other people are going to talk about other extraction methods. I'm just saying that's the one I use, dry sift, and that makes a very good quality hash. And my hash has been tested. It's high in THCA, THC, CBGA, CBG, and CBDV. In fact, we're already on the CBDV trial, which might start sometime in the future on GW Farmers product. So we believe it's Katelyn's human right not to suffer unnecessary suffering and death for want of a plant. So we believe it's not a crime to be sick, and it's not a crime to be well. And it shouldn't be a crime to have a garden. So that's why we're fighting this issue, along with all you wonderful people. Now, I just need 4 volunteers to show you what I think of Malcolm Turnbull's medical cannabis cultivation policy. Now, I can take you, mate, come on up. Anyone else? Would you like to come up, young lady? Just stand up here. I'll kick you off early. Okay. What about you, man? Okay. I just need 4. Where's Michael? You're the black market, Michael.
Okay.
Come on up.
Sorry about that.
All right. Stand right there. Yep. Are you okay? All right. You're hemp. You're just hemp food. You're medical hemp. He's high THC. Come on over here. You're over here. You're high THC medical cannabis. And then Michael, here's the black market, all the home grow. Okay, so basically I'm going to tell you, this is Malcolm's, imagine these are like 4 different fields, okay? So hemp cannabis, well, they grow food, we can't allow that. So the government thought, well, we'll stuff up this industry by saying you have to label it not as internal use. Isn't that great? So as they grow the plants, they're not allowed to sell them to Australians as food. It's food, of course, they sell it to Chinese as food, but we just wanted to stuff up hemp food industry in Australia. So, well done, you grow food, how do you feel? You're not even allowed to call it food.
Awesome.
You've got to mislabel the product as not for internal use. Do you feeling good?
No, definitely not.
Okay, alright, you're out of business, so you can go, darling. Alright, now, next we have hemp extracts. Hemp cannabis grown for medical use. You've now got a very high fence around you. It's going to give you a lot of costs. How do you feel?
Overwhelmed with trying to get security and everything like that.
Yeah, it's very hard because that lady there was growing exactly the same hemp as you were, but now you've got to put up a giant fence because we want to add unnecessary costs to your production. Okay, so you've got to have security as well. You've got to have a giant fence. Well done. You're going broke because her jobs are going overseas to America where they don't have to have a fence. So thanks very much. You can go. You're out of business. Jobs for the Americans. Now, you're high THC cannabis, medical cannabis. A lot of people need you. Okay, well, we're going to make you build 2 fences and have 24-hour security. Wow. Doesn't that sound good?
Can't afford it.
You can't afford it.
All my friends need medicine. I want to help them.
Free the cooking!
Free the medicine!
Well, that's just too bad, mate, because you're going to be really expensive. All your customers are going to go to the black market. So well done, mate. You're out of here. And Mikey, how do you feel? The black market, Malcolm Turnbull wants
that wallet, mate. Clean it out.
That's right. Look at him. Malcolm Turnbull wants the black market to thrive because The black market doesn't have the expensive overheads, and he'll be able to supply it about 10, 20 times cheaper than the medical cannabis guys will be able to. So thanks very much, Malcolm Turnbull. That's his cultivation policy. And just so you know, we read the letter from the former health minister to a hemp farmer to explain why you can't label your food as food. And they said, we don't know the maximum level of goodness that should be in the food. This is hemp seed. Okay, so they don't know the maximum level of goodness. Well, I don't know what the maximum level of goodness in a pumpkin is, but they still sell them. Now, we were worried about roadside drug testing. This is the second reason why we couldn't have hemp food sold as food. And worried about roadside drug testing, that's totally bogus. And the third one was we don't want to confuse consumers that food is food and it's good for you. Okay, so Australians are pretty dumb, so Australians and New Zealanders apparently are too dumb to know that cannabis is food. We might get confused. It's also medicine. Holy smokes, I'm feeling confused right now, Michael. Now, this same federal health minister lets alcohol companies kill without warning 15 Australians a day, unlabelled alcohol, and saving lives with cannabis is a crime. So it's unbelievable. The next thing I want to say to you is this is what I have to do to get medical cannabis. Now, I've been on it for 2.5 years. I've never got legal medical cannabis. But if you grow it yourself, of course, you're a criminal. Step 1, don't grow it yourself if you want medical cannabis, according to Malcolm Turnbull. It's un-Australian to help yourself. Okay, so step 2. Step 2, be a criminal. You've got to import it already before they even consider giving you the permit. You've got to already be doing it. So you've got to buy it on the internet. Hopefully customs is just so awesome that they let it straight through. And then you go to your doctor, step 3. Hi, I'm a criminal. I'm just giving my kids stuff from overseas. I've got no idea what's in it. Hi. And then, well, too bad if you're a policeman. Then you've got to tell your doctor I'm a criminal. Or a fireman, or a school teacher, like people I know, right? So you've got to tell them you're a criminal and give them evidence at work. So you've got to tell your doctor, otherwise the doctor's going to say, I didn't notice anything, you didn't tell me. All right, step 4, find an authorised prescriber. Well, there's 24 of them in Australia. That's 24 million people, that's 1 per million people. Well done. Just book them in, should be ready next Wednesday. So wait 6 months for a new specialist neurologist who's just going to see you on the first visit and say, yeah, I'll authorise this stuff that's unapproved, unauthorised from overseas. You bet I will. And no, they won't. Right? So then you've got to get through the step 5, navigate the Children and Young Persons Care and Protection Act of 1988. Step 6, get approval from the New South Wales Health Expert Committee of experts. The same experts who let alcohol kill without warning. Okay. Step 7, get permits both federal and state to import the medicine. Step 8, pay for it if you can, and then import it into Australia. Then step 9, receive the goods and get the paperwork stamped so you don't get prosecuted for not returning the paperwork correctly. And step 10, store it at the chemist in a refrigerated safe. Because as you know, cannabis is a dangerous drug of addiction in Schedule 8. That's, of course, if you're growing it, it's Schedule 9. If you're poor, it's Schedule 9 because you can't get the paperwork. They've made Schedule 4 so narrow, there's not a single hemp plant in the world that fits into Schedule 4. So, who are these people protecting? Who are they protecting? Are they protecting my Katelyn, who just needs about 10 bloody cents worth of hemp extract every day and about 10 cents worth of hash? Are they protecting some of the sickest Australians? No. Who are they protecting? Well, they're not protecting the sick. This isn't a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't accidentally stuff this up. They did it on purpose. Now, just the other week, I'll finish up here, as I say, the other week Malcolm Turnbull came out and said, we won't have a moratorium or anything, that'll be dangerous. You know, well, Malcolm, is epilepsy dangerous? Is getting electrocuted unnecessarily dangerous? Is giving your 2-year-old daughter benzodiazepines every day dangerous?
Yes.
Have they done a study on it? What happens when you give a 2-year-old girl benzodiazepines for the rest of her life? No, they haven't done it. It is dangerous, but we take the risk because we're trying to save a life. And, well, just take a look at what Mike Baird in New South Wales. Thank God he's gone, because Mike Baird cares so much that his policy is actually, he excludes 99% of the patients who aren't terminally ill, who still need medical cannabis every day. He excludes 99% of the patients, and then he says, get your doctor to write a letter, we'll fill out a permit at the New South Wales Police, we'll send it off to the Justice Department, who will give you a permit that says, oh God, I hope there's a God, because guess what? You're not allowed to grow cannabis. The permit says you're not allowed to grow cannabis, you're not allowed to possess more than a piss-weak amount, and here's your permit, go and buy it from a drug dealer. That's the New South Wales Medical Cannabis Compassion today. So Gladys, welcome. Gladys cannot stuff this up as much as Mike Baird has. Imagine a medical cannabis compassionate use scheme without any compassion and without any cannabis, and also they bust the dealers who are trying to supply it, Jenny Hallam amongst others. So at Church of Ubuntu, they're shooting themselves in the foot, the police, and just thank you so much for your support. And I know there's a lot of people suffering out there who need medical cannabis every day, and a lot of people are suffering a lot more than we are, but just thank you for your support. Thank you.